Before we get into this challenge, I just want to say that YouTube isn't recommending my content to many people so they can see this great series which I put a lot of hard work into. So, if you like this video, please share this video with a friend. Thank you. Hello everyone, Speedrunner 0-18 here, and welcome back to the Pokemon Speedrun Challenge, where I see just how fast some Pokemon can beat a certain game. Last time I did this challenge with Vileplume in Red version, and that had a very slow start but picked up near the end. Today, our challenge is, how fast can I beat Pokemon Sapphire with the Primeape line? Before we get into this challenge, let's go over the rules. 1. I can only use my main Pokemon in battle unless I cannot hit the opponent with any move I have at that point in the game. Switching a Pokemon into battle is alright as long as it doesn't use any attacks or to do damage or lower stats. All attacks on opposing Pokemon must be done only with my main Pokemon. 2. No glitches or manipulations. 3. I am allowed to save before tough battles or anything else I need to save before. This run is timed within game time, so I am allowed to do this since I don't want some runs to be far behind where they can be just because of some bad luck or pressing the wrong inputs. Also, if you happen to like this series, as well as everything else I do with my channel, feel free to follow my socials, links are in the description. So with that out of the way, how fast can I beat Pokemon Sapphire with the Primeape line? Let's find out. To start off the speedrun, I go straight to picking up my Mankey from this wuss of a professor. I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Mankey with Trico, since I always replace the grass starter in these runs. On my way to the rival fight, I battle 2 wild Pokemon so I can get to level 6 after the rival battle. I also get a potion from the clerk outside the Pokemart who actually knows where the mart is, which is apparently not a thing in Kanto. I then get my pokeballs, go to the mart to buy 4 potions, and I battle all the trainers on Route 102. You'll see why I do this later. I also catch a Zigzagoon for the HMs Cut, Surf, and Rock Smash for later. After Wally catches his pathetic Ralts, I go west to Route 104, battle the Rich Boy, get the Cherry Berry, and go find a Wingull or a Tailo. This took way too long, and get this, I went through 13 encounters before I found one of them, and then I scratched it to death with a crit. Fuck! I was able to get one a few encounters later though. Thank God. I had a 20% chance to get either one of those and it took me this many tries. Not off to a good start, are we? I go through the Petalburg Woods, defeat the first bug catcher, get the Paralyze Heal for safety, defeat the Aqua Grunt with Low Kick, battle the second bug catcher, get the Ether right afterwards and leave. I pick up the Pecha berries off the berry bush in case we get poisoned, battle the Lady and the Lass, and go straight to Rustboro City. When I get to the mart, I buy 5 super potions and 4 repels. I also heal at the center, then go to the gym. When I get into the gym, I battle all the gym trainers for that needed experience for later. When I get to Roxanne, her Geodude was a pain since my low kick would keep putting her into heal range after 2 kicks. I prepared for this since I did a ton of routing with Mankey in this game. What I do on this fight is I use 2 low kicks, potion my own Mankey at the same time she would heal her Geodude, do this process 1 more time, and then spam low kick. A crit would have been real helpful here, but oh well. After that, Nosepass died quickly. I don't often see fights where the Geodude is a bigger pain in the ass than Nosepass. After I finish up Roxanne's gym, I go to the Rustboro Tunnel, defeat the same Aqua Grunt again, and then I get the Pokénab from the Devoncore president, as well as a letter for Steven. I also buy 3 X attacks and 1 X speed at the mart before leaving. I run all the way down to Mr. Brini's cottage, take a boat to Dewford Town, and go to the Granite Cave. I easily go through this maze, deliver the letter to Steven, and escape rope out with the escape rope I got near the entrance. When I get out of the cave, I skip Brawly for now since you can do that in this game, and it's needed since Brawly's way too strong for me at this moment. Trust me, when I did the routing, I battled him first and it didn't go too well. When I get to Route 109, I battle all the trainers on the beach, get the soft sand for later since I'll be teaching Primeape a ground type move later. I also battle all the trainers in the soda house, then get a free half-dozen soda pops. I also buy 5 more. These things heal 10 HP more than super potions, yet are cheaper. Why? After that fun on the beach, I go to the Ocean Museum, defeat the 2 Aqua Grunts, get lectured by some guy with a beard who looks like a low-budget gang member by sporting blue instead of black and gold, and I heal at the center. On Route 110, I battle the female Pokefan in front of the Trick House, as well as the Aroma Lady and male Pokefan on Route 102 for the experience. You'll see why I need all this experience, I promise. I then have my second battle with my rival. This fight is infamously hard in Pokemon Emerald, but it is in Sapphire as well, at least with Mankey. I lost a lot of attempts here with this fight due to the Wailmer using Growl, which eliminates the X attack I have to use. On my winning attempt, I successfully use 1 X attack, 1 X speed, then I low kick the Wailmer, Karate Chop Combustion twice, but then I get a low roll on the second one, resulting in a death for me. I didn't want to keep resetting, so I switched to Zigzagoon, which thankfully just before this fight, picked up a revive with its pickup ability. I didn't plan that, but okay, I win, moving on. I go straight to Mauville, buy 2 Paralyze Heals, 5 X Speeds, 1 Guard Spec, and 6 X Attacks. After that, I get the HM for Rock Smash, get the Mach Bike for faster transportation around the map. I'm not too good at this bike, I'm gonna keep bumping into things, just watch me. And then I fight Wally, who thought he could fight Watson with just a Ralts. Well, I'm beating him with a Mankey, but he's Wally, he can't win anything in life. After that fight, I go into Watson's gym and defeat all the gym trainers inside. Then I get to Watson. Watson takes me many tries to defeat due to missed ranges and getting bad confusion luck with Magnemite. On my winning attempt, I use 1 X speed, 2 X attacks, and use Karate Chop on Magnemite, 2 Karate Chops on Voltorb after it used 2 Super Potions since I kept putting into heal range, and then I low kick the Magneton, giving me the win. I frickin' hate Watson. I should just be glad I'm not playing Emerald version. After defeating that electric son of a bitch, I heal at the center, bike to Venedurf, sell all my TMs, buy 8 repels and 3 super potions, battle the hiker in Rustboro Tunnel, get the max ether, and reunite a couple separated by rocks and get the HM for strength for my efforts. After that, I bike back to Mauville and go north to Route 111, where I battle Picnicker Irene, teach strength to Mankey over Scratch, and then I defeat the next 5 trainers after her up until Fiery Path. After I go through Fiery Path, I bike up to the required trainer on this route. Something cool I just did that is done in speedruns is that when I bike down near that spinner and go straight back up, he doesn't spin. The reason is that when you go down, he is not loaded, and when he is loaded, he is in his default direction of down. By the time he gets loaded in, I'm going at full speed with the Mach Bike, and I'm able to get past him before he can turn, which is quicker than doing the bag manip. Now I know what you're thinking. You said manips are against the rules, but this is just a name. What the bag manip does is that when you open a menu like the bag, Pokemon menu, Pokédex, Trainer ID, or anything like that, all spinners stop spinning for about half a second. This also happens when spinners are loaded into the game. It's called the bag manip, but it doesn't count as a manip since it's just something the game does. It's just a simple trick basically. What I mean in the rules by no manipulations is that I don't manipulate perfect stats or certain Pokemon to show up, like real speedruns would. When I get to Falabar Town, I heal at the center and continue to Meteor Falls, where I chase off Team Aqua, and then I have to go to Mount Chimney. First though, I go to the Falabar Pokemart and buy 5 Super Potions, 1 Escape Rope, 10 Super Repels, and 3 X Speeds. When I get to Mount Chimney after using the cable car, I battle the Aqua Grunt and Aqua Admin Matt. Then right afterwards, Mankey evolves into Primeape. This was the reason I had to do all those battles, since this Archie fight is almost impossible as a Mankey, mostly due to Golbat being able to OHKO Mankey. But when Mankey evolves, it becomes a 2-hit KO, which makes the fight a lot easier. What I do on Archie, I switch to Zigzagoon to get rid of the attack drop on Primeape due to Intimidate, make sure both of my HM slaves die to Mightyena, and send Primeape back out. I then use a Guard Spec, 3 X attacks, X speed, then I Karate Chop Mightyena, Strength the Golbat, and Karate Chop the Sharpedo. Easy peasy. The reason I have to make sure both HM slaves die is cause in routing, if I had just the Zigzagoon die, but my flying type was still alive, the Mightyena could use Roar, switching me, and eliminating all my stat changes, because Archie knows that you're boosting your stats, so it tries to use Roar. After I chase Team Aqua after Mount Chimney, I bike down the Jagged Pass, heal at the Lava Ridge Pokemon Center, and go battle the gym. I avoid all the trainers inside and go battle Flannery. On Flannery, I use one X attack, then use Karate Chop on Slugma. I do the exact same thing on the next one, so my attack stat's at +2 now. On Torkoal, I use Low Kick, have it miss Overheat, and Low Kick it again for the win. That was a relief. Overheat with a sunny day can one-hit KO me. After I defeat Flannery, I go to the herb shop, buy 5 heal powder and a bunch of energy root, which are like full heals and hyper potions respectively, but these do lower your friendship, so return is out of the question for a viable move. But that won't matter since we have strength for a strong normal type move anyway. I then go to the desert part of Route 111 and get the hidden rare candy. We'll be needing a ton of these for the Elite Four. After I get the rare candy, I bike all the way down to Route 108 and catch Brittany's boat to Dewford Town, where I just eliminate Brawly's Pokemon, obviously. After kicking Brawly's sorry little ass, I go back to Petalburg and battle Norman's gym. When I get to Norman, I use Bulk Up 2 times, which I got from Brawly and taught over to Lear. I then one-shot all his Pokemon with Low Kick. It's a good thing Norman has some really overweight Pokemon, otherwise Low Kick wouldn't do this much damage. Before leaving Petalburg, I get the HM for Surf, get the rare candy on the other side of the pond, and go through Oldale Town and Route 102 to reach Mauville City. When I get there, I go east to Route 118 and get the iron. When I realized I accidentally skipped past 2 rare candies, one of them on Route A, and the other one on Route 110, so I had to go back and get those. God damn it. I spent 10 hours routing this out. I shouldn't be making these type of mistakes. This is going to cost me several minutes of this run. When I get back to Route 118, I go all the way to the Weather Institute without battling any trainers, and then I chase off Team Aqua once again, and I'm given a cast form for my efforts. He can't learn any HMs I need, but I do have one use for him in the Elite Four. You'll see. After I get out of the Weather Institute, I battle my rival, but he's just a frickin' breeze, and this is the last time I battle him. When I get to Fort Tree City, I get the Devon Scope from Steven on Route 120, and then go battle the gym in the invisible Kecleon he was standing in front of. The puzzle took a little bit for me to remember how to do in some parts, but I ended up getting to Winona pretty quickly. On Winona, I use 3 bulk ups and kill everything with Karate Chop and Strength. This is why bulk up is so useful. It's the same as an X attack, but raises defense as well, so it's better than an X attack. After defeating the flying type leader, I get the rare candy behind a couple trees at the northern tip of Route 120, and then I get the next rare candy in the southern tip of it, near a little pond. Then I bike over to Route 121 and see Team Aqua going to Mount Pyre, but before I chase after them, I go to Lily Cove, but just by a couple of tiles so I can fly back there later after I defeat Team Aqua again. Before going to Mount Pyre, I go to Route 123 and get a hidden rare candy that's behind some trees. When I get to Mount Pyre, I defeat the 3 Aqua Grunts, but before talking to Archie, I go into the grass on the right and get another hidden rare candy. I won't be doing this with every Sapphire run. It was just in testing. Primeape would be in the level 48 to 50 range in the league, and it's 100% impossible for him to defeat Glacia, since all her Pokemon outspeed Primeape and can kill him easily. I need these candies, there is no other option. After I finish up in Mount Pyre, I fly to Slateport City just to see them take away Captain Stern's submarine. I now have to stop him apparently. After those low-budget thugs run off, I fly to Lily Cove City and go infiltrate Team Aqua's hideout, where I get a max elixir for the Elite Four later, the most powerful elixir you can get in the game, as well as the Master Ball for something special. You'll see. After defeating Team Aqua admin Matt, the submarine gets away, but I just ignore it for now and go to Moss Deep City, where I go heal at the center, buy some max repels and hyper potions, and go battle Tate and Liza. Upon battling Tate and Liza, I have to use Bulk Up 2 times, and each time I have to hope Lunatone or Solrock aim their attacks on my other Pokemon. This doesn't always happen, so this battle takes quite a few tries. On my winning attempt, I am able to use 2 Bulk Ups and live, and then I defeat the Solrock and Lunatone by using Low Kick. I should just be glad I'm not playing Emerald. They're a fucking pain in the ass on Emerald. After defeating Tate and Liza, you know, I just thought of something. Do you say Liza and Tate or Tate and Liza? Please let me know in the comments. I get the HM for dive and surf down to Route 127, where I use my Master Ball to capture a Tentacool for dive and waterfall later. I then surf down the massive spam of water and go to the seafloor cavern. I make it to the end where Kyogre rests and I battle Archie. What I do on Archie is that I switch to Tentacool to get rid of Primeape's dropped attack from Intimidate. When Primeape goes back into battle, I use Karate Chop to kill it since I do not want it attacking me with Sand Attack. When Crobat comes out, I use 2 Bulk Ups and Strength to kill it. His Sharpedo just went down to 1 Karate Chop after that. After I defeat him, he wakes up Kyogre and all hell unleashes outside. I guess I have to stop this. I surf all the way to Route 126 and dive into Satopolis City. I then go into the Cave of Origin where I get the HM for Waterfall and go see the legendary Pokemon of the Seas, the rival of Groudon, Kyogre, and we had an epic battle. And by epic, I mean just running away like a pussy. Look, I'm a speedrunner, okay? I often use the pussiest way out, but only if it's the fastest way. Or if it's allowed in the rules I set myself. When all of Hoenn is saved, I get the TM for Brick Break in one of the Satopolis houses, then teach it over Karate Chop. I also teach Earthquake over Low Kick, which I got the TM for back in the Seafloor Cavern. I also equipped the Soft Sand I got all the way back on Route 108 much earlier in the run. Then I get to Wallace's gym, saved beforehand since I often screw up this puzzle. Yep, I called it. When I finally get to Wallace, I use an X-Speed, 2 Bulk Ups, and defeat everything with Earthquake and Brick Break. Love Disc was a pain due to Attract. This is why I wished for a female Mankey at the start, but when I do these runs, I don't reset for a starter with good stats since I don't really care. The speedruns I do in these challenges allow for an average Pokemon to be easily used. It doesn't have to be perfect. After I defeat Wallace, I go to the Elite Four. The reason the real time jumped way up is that I did a bunch of other stuff beforehand in Experiment, which I'm not going to bother mentioning. I was going to get the rare candy on Route 131, but I decided it wasn't worth it and just went to the League. But I did save in a couple places, so this won't affect my in-game time too much. When I get to Victory Road, I go battle the first and second required trainers there. The second and third trainers in here are known to be difficult when I routed this. Shit! No worries, I saved a teeny bit before this, so I was able to get back quickly. I healed up beforehand this time, and was able to get through the rest of it. At the end, when Wally shows up to face me, I use an X-Speed, 4 Bulk Ups, and just spam Strength and Brick Break. When I get to the Pokemon League, I healed up my Pokemon with the PC to save time over the Pokemon Center lady, and then I buy as many full restores as possible. I also use all my rare candies on Primeape to boost his level quite a bit, and then I prepare myself to fight the Elite Four. Let's do this shit. When I start the fight with Sydney, Mightyena lowers my attack stat with Intimidate, so I go switch to... God damn it. Okay, now let's do this shit. I had to lose this fight to get out since I saved before talking to Sydney. I was only supposed to deposit Cast Form, not literally all my HM slaves. This was Cast Form's special role. Nothing. He serves no purpose in this run, and he never will in any of my Sapphire runs. Okay, here's the real Sydney fight. I use Bulk Up after I switch to Zigzagoon to get rid of Intimidate's attack reduction and spam Brick Break. Easy. On Phoebe, I use Strength so I can get hit with Curse to lower Dusclops' HP, then I switch to Tentacool, heal up Primeape, let Tentacool die, and go back to Primeape. I then use 3 Bulk Ups and spam Earthquake on everything. This was so hard in routing, but at least I now have an easy way through it, all thanks to the rare candies. On Glacia, I used 2 Bulk Ups and spam Brick Break. The reason this fight was hard in routing was because at level 50, before the rare candies, the Glalie would outspeed me and use Hail, and then use Ice Beam to deal most of my HP. After I would use a Bulk Up and 1 Brick Break, the Celia right after would outspeed me and use Surf to kill me. Routing out this run made me almost shoot my brains out. This is just an exaggeration, please don't shoot your brains out. On Drake, this fight takes quite a bit of setup. I use 1 Bulk Up and 2 Brick Breaks on Shelgon. When Flagon comes out, I switch to Wingull so I can heal up Primeape and get rid of any speed stat drops I may have gotten with Rock Tomb. When Wingull dies, I use 6 Bulk Ups, which takes quite a while since I have to heal every 2 or so turns. Once I'm fully loaded, I use 1 X-Speed and defeat the Flagon with Brick Break. When Salamence comes out, even though its Intimidate drops me to +5 attack, I still have enough power to defeat the rest of his Pokemon with Strength and Brick Break. On Steve and Stone, I use 6 Bulk Ups, which is easier here than on Drake, since Skarmory is easier to deal with than Flygon. I use 1 X Speed and defeat the rest of his Pokemon with Brick Break, Earthquake, and Strength for the Clay Doll. Oh man, this run could have gone way better. The horrible luck in getting a Flying type at the start, as well as deciding whether to get the rare candy on Route 131 or not, as well as dying to a bunch of gym leaders on the second trainer in Victory Road, all that was pretty fucking stupid, but it doesn't matter. I finally beat Pokemon Sapphire with Primeape with an in-game time of 3 hours 25 minutes and a real-life time of 4 hours 6 minutes 57 seconds. So, how do I rank Primeape? I rank all Pokemon in these speedrun challenges into 3 categories. 1, their moveset, 2, their stats, and 3, how well they performed overall, and then I give an average rating based on those scores. First of all, their moveset. Mankey and Primeape have a similar moveset via level up and via TMs as well. Mankey and Primeape don't have much of a move variety besides normal and fighting. While they do have some electric moves as well, their special attack sucks ass, and I'd rather not use them. So I stuck with only fighting, normal, and ground type moves. So I give their moveset an 8 out of 10. Good variety, but not many of their moves I could take full advantage of besides normal and fighting. Number 2, their stats. Mankey and Primeape both have a stat total of 305 and 455 respectively. Those are not too bad for Stage 1 and Stage 2 Pokemon. Their strongest stat was their attack stat, their second strongest was their speed. The other stats weren't that good, and their low special defense really did not make a lot of these gym leaders easy, like Tate and Liza and Wallace as well as Drake, since his Flygon's Dragon Breath did a third of my health, sometimes barely over half. So for these stats, I give them a 6 out of 10. Excellent attack and speed, which were the most useful stats I needed, but the low special defense made this run pretty difficult. And finally, how did they perform overall? They didn't perform that good in the start. I had to battle so many trainers in the start since I had to be evolved to battle Archie the first time, because in routing he was impossible to face without those extra levels. But other than that, they performed really well outside the gym. Some of the gyms like Watson and Tate and Liza were very difficult due to their weakness for psychic moves and low special defense. Also, since I was playing Sapphire, Team Aqua used mostly dark type Pokemon, so that was really good for them. So, for how they performed overall, I give them a 5 out of 10. Those few fights that were difficult required so many attempts, which really pissed me off. So for how Mankey and Primeape performed overall, I give them a 6 out of 10. They had really good stats in attack and speed, not a good move variety, and the low special defense really screwed me over. That's all I got for you. If you happen to like this type of content and would like to see more, please subscribe to the channel. I will release one speedrun challenge video every 3 weeks as a special treat for all of you, as well as constant uploads of all my speedruns and speedrunning highlights. If you really like my content and would like to support me, please join my Discord server and check out my other socials as well, down below in the description, and share this video as well. With all that out of the way, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next speedrun.